Oh, it's a black screen. Oh goodness.
Oh,
Who started the lightning round too early?
Yeah. All right, we're back. I have the
all right,
keys to
man.
Darian's kingdom now. So, but
Yes.
we're still on Darian's channel. Thank you
Yeah,
all for bearing
sorry
with
guys.
us.
Yeah, there is a freaking thunderstorm out here and it just and then everything just turned off and then back on for a second. But yeah, just let us know in the chat if you guys can see us and hear us okay. Yeah, sorry for that.
So where were we?
we're good.
Where were we? Ty Gibbs. We're not
Ty
mad.
Gibbs.
We're just disappointed. We're just,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know this is Darian's show. I'll let Darian keep hosting. But like, what do you guys think of Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing? Because that's something I want to know.
Yes.
All three are Dale Jr. fans.
That was awesome.
He ran
That was
okay.
freaking awesome.
I
That
was
was awesome.
happy. I was happy, man. I'm just gonna say this right now. With Junior back, it gives me, like I said, that one night a year where I can just be that complete a-hole Junior fan who's completely biased, who thinks his driver is better than anyone else on earth, and I don't care. It's fun. I don't get that much anymore, and I forgot. I told you this in the hotel room, Eric. I forgot how much I missed it. Like, I forgot just how much I missed watching a race and just watching one guy every week. So I had a blast with that personally. When it comes to how he did how I thought he would. He was around the bottom half of the top 10, upper teens, wasn't on fire by any means, but was serviceable. He ran about as well as some of his other drivers did. So I was fine with it. He says he wants to do either Martinsville or Homestead next year. So whichever he chooses, I'll go to. But I mean, I can't really say too much more than that. I was just happy that he didn't make a complete fool out of himself. He didn't get lapped in the first stage. He ran up front. I believe at one point he ran, even on old tires, managed to keep it up in the top 5. He did a lot better than I think I was thinking he would, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just happy to see him race again and stuff. It's kind of similar. It's a similar deal with Jimmy Johnson and Indy cars. I mean, it really doesn't matter how he performs and stuff. I mean, I'm just happy to see him on track and stuff. But yeah, no, that was really cool to see. But again, the overall race, though, I'd say this was without a doubt the best race of the weekend. Would y'all agree? Out of all the
It
races?
was sloppy, but yeah, I mean,
there
yeah,
were no
I mean-
great races this weekend, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
I think that it was action packed. There was crashes, yes. And the racing was good, throughout the field, but I wouldn't say it was a great race.
you got a
I
great
just-
shot of that parking lot in turn 1, Jared. It happened
Yeah.
right in front of you.
I had
My
a
God.
bunch of different people to tweet up, like different guys from the media were like, dude, you had a really good shot in that of that. And I was like, I realized the moment I knew that I wasn't going to be able to be on my phone much because I would just keep getting notifications is when like Kenny Wallace retweeted me. And I'm just like,
Whoa.
oh boy, it's going to be a night.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's cool. I guess the last race we can talk about, the Truck Series. That was another interesting race. William Byron, Eric once again gets the picks right for this week's podcast pick points.
I ain't gonna get into it too much. Jarrett was talking about his phone blowing up. My phone blew up for another reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, dude, NASCAR Twitter, man. You just never know what to expect sometimes, man. But yeah, no, that race had some very interesting moments. I guess we can talk about, Byron dominated, but Haley Deegan, she had some stuff going on during the race too. I mean, Johnny Sauter moving her out of the way. Then later on in the race, her and Lawless Allen got into it, and then it led to a.
What'd you say,
post-race,
Jarrett, about Lawless Allen?
Oh
Yeah,
my
what'd you
God, I don't know who he didn't get into out there.
Oh,
That dude-
so he got into everybody, basically.
Dude, he was a moving chicane that somehow was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how he did it. He managed to just become the ultimate ping pong ball out there, and it was honestly kind of impressive. Like, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, get it together. You're supposed to be a professional.
Yeah. But I guess Deegan, she had posted some of that argument on her YouTube channel and stuff, and then the vlog is just like, I guess like she was saying like, oh, he's like saying I was being aggressive. Like, did you not see himself on the
I
track?
think they trimmed a little of that out.
Oh,
there.
they trimmed a lot of it. I think. They trimmed
But
a lot of that.
if you notice, they cut to the scene that was seen on
Uh-huh.
Fox, and I'm like, okay, she really said something that they didn't want to put.
or
out
he
in the
said
vlog.
something, she said something. Yeah, one of those things. But yeah, no, I mean, Lawless Allen, cool name, but I mean, as far as the driving abilities, he got some
Well,
work to do.
He fits into the name, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But
In the worst way.
Willie B scores a win. ends up taking home 2 grandfather clocks in one weekend.
What do you
That's
do
pretty
with 2?
impressive.
Like, how do you need? But you like rent a U-Haul to transport those? Like, how you gonna?
I don't know how he ends up taking those home and stuff, but hey, got 2, they can go off at the same time.
He
Right?
can keep one and he can give one to his girlfriend's brother.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh no! Oh dang!
That's bad.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He'll get one day.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Blaine's just gotta finish these races and stuff. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up eventually getting one. But yeah, so that'll basically do it for the weekend recap. Had a lot of stuff going on. Xfinity trucks. Cup Series had some very interesting moments, without a doubt. We are now at that point in the show where I will read off some super chats, and I will also read off some membership chats as well. So if anybody wants to get the old timer ready, let's start.
No worries. There was someone on Twitter who said when the power went out, he said, RIP my super chat. No, Darian can still go back and read those.
I got it, guys. No, it didn't wipe out all the super chats. No, I still have it pulled up.
Yeah, I don't think it wiped out any of them. All right, you go ahead and get started. I'll put a timer on.
All right, let me know when to start.
Just start. Just get start going on.
Okay. All right, 3, 2.
You don't have to count down. You just go.
All right, I'll just go. Caldwell with the $5 super chat. I understand Eric's and everyone's frustration with Ty Gibbs, but this is good for NASCAR. We shouldn't be mad at him for being him. Embrace the heel. I mean,
I never said it wasn't. I never said it wasn't good for the sport. I just said I was hoping Ty Gibbs could be a hero instead of a villain, and unfortunately. Yeah. He was supposed to destroy the Sith. Instead, he joined them. It's unfortunate. I'm making a lot of Star Wars references for you, Jared. I haven't seen Star Wars in a long time, so I don't know where you can come from. Yeah, honestly.
Last summer with us. Lord Voldemort with the $10 super chat. The Dark Lord is disappointed in the paperclip race. It was horrible. While the Dark Lord is happy he got to boo Kevin Harvick.
Imagine Voldemort saying the words paperclip.
I am disappointed I didn't get to meet Blue Jimmy fan 48 or my friend Jar Jar Binks. But you guys got to meet Jimmy at least, so that was cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, the race was definitely not up to par. Avatar Cora with the $2 super chat. The Avatar was disappointed, but got to boo Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano.
That's big.
Hey, at least you got to do that stuff. That's cool. John with the $2 super chat. Boy, the Cup race was boring. I enjoyed Long Beach. Yeah, Long Beach. Yeah, it was. I mean, Long Beach it's usually pretty good with the in Indy cars and stuff, but. I mean, compared to Martinsville, though, I definitely, Long Beach over that for sure. Darth Sidious with the $2 super chat. Darian's my apprentice, known as Dark Groovis. Boo Kevin Harvick. Yes, in relation to Out of the Groove Network, of course. I see what you did there. Jar Jar Binks with the $5 super chat. I can't do the voice, but I can at least say these.
Why say you said not to?
Misa need Yusa all the type boo doo head Harvick. Hisa done it again. Hisa now calling for shorter races. Misa thinks it's because Misa has no talent. Oh, well, Harvick has at least some talent. He's a former champion, but you obviously don't like him. But thanks for super chat. Isaac with the $5 super chat. Just wanted to say hi with the hello emoji. I can't stay for the live stream tonight celebrating my mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. P.S. Her favorite driver is Michael McDowell.
Rough year.
Yeah, rough year, definitely for sure. Hey, at least you got that 500 from last year. At least she has that. Gordon the Big Engine. I love that name with the $5 super chat. Oh, the indignity that Cup race was. So dull. I would rather have done some shunting.
Oh, indignity. I like that.
Shunting is a train term for basically like moving around freight cars all day.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like some F1 reference.
He's in character. All right, do one more, Darian.
Thanks for clarifying. Enter Doss with the $5 super chat. I just want to say I don't give a bleep if Ty Gibbs was in the right or wrong. The fact that everyone hates him makes me like him because I'm a contrarian.
All right. Rebel without cause.
Yeah,
whatever floats your boat, I suppose.
Yes, but thank you guys so much for the super chats. We will read off the rest of the super chats at the very end of the show and the channel memberships as well. So just be on the lookout for that. And we are also funded not only by viewers like you, thank you, but also Lionel Racing, the official diecast maker of NASCAR. Make sure to buy your official 2022 diecast of your favorite NASCAR driver now at lionelracing.com or any authorized Lionel retailer. Guys, let's start off. Let's start off with Danny. What you got there?
I'm going old school. This is 2009 Kevin Harvick's race to win version of the Scotts Turf Builder 300. This was the first race that I ever attended as a NASCAR race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick got the win after Kyle Busch had suffered a penalty in the pits that kind of screwed his day, and Harvick went on to get the win. And this is a diecast I wanted for a long time. Finally picked it up towards the end of last year or beginning of this year, but yeah, it's one I've wanted in my collection for a while, and now I got it.
Nice. Eric?
Darian, in honor of you saying Mikey 55,000 times, I decided to whip out, I think, the only MWR diecast I own. It's not Michael Walter, but it's actually David Reagan. But who could forget the SpongeBob mobile? That's pretty beautiful.
That's from 2015, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Meanwhile, with it being Bristol week, I had to get Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, and I got my animal car. This is really good. And Danny, it's funny hearing you say 2009 was old school, and then I forgot that it was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
This baby here, I believe, is 20 years ago, 2002. But see that one nice and clear. Wow. I don't know how it's showing up on the stream, but it's showing up clear on this.
It's really nice, dude.
But yeah, this is most of the time, this is what people saw in their rearview mirror. But at Bristol, they saw this. So. No, I figured this would be a perfect one to put on for tonight, being right before Bristol, even if it is on dirt.
Right. So I have the late Kenny Irwin Jr.'s 28 car, but this is a special one, the 28 Joker, in honor of the Batman movie that came out like a month ago now and stuff. I have yet to see it, but I've heard it's pretty good. It's all right.
If you have 3 hours, if you can afford to be like brooding for 3 hours, you'll love it.
Shovel face as Batman.
But yeah, no, I have this Kenny Irwin Joker scheme. It was only $1 at the little thing we had gotten it at and stuff. So you can always find amazing deals at not only the Racetrack for Diecast, but any authorized Lionel retailer. Make sure to not miss any of Lionel Racing's NASCAR Authentics Diecast at a Walmart near you. Thank you, guys.
I tell you what, speaking of Lionel Racing Diecast, coming up this weekend at Bristol, you know, I'll be busy doing some work, but I also got to take some time when I go to Bristol to check out those diecast vendors they got, because they go all out at Bristol Motor Speedway. They line up the streets, and then over on one side of nothing but diecast vendors. If you're going to Bristol, you got some spare money for some diecast, you got to go hit those guys up at tents. You'll find some good deals on diecast there.
Without a doubt, you will definitely find some spectacular deals. Well, okay, so we had, what was it, Thunder kind of interfere with the show, but now
AC/DC song.
We have our own little interference. It's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Jared, what do we have on tap for tonight?
Well, first off, the fact that RFK's penalties have stood, they are not going to be rescinded in any way whatsoever. So
just laughing maniacally.
That sucks, bro. Like, what is he now? Like minus 69 behind or something?
Nice. I don't know what
negative. Nice.
Probably even further than that, I would guess.
I mean, at least their meme game's on point. Anyway, NASCAR charters are going for $15 million at the moment or more, the highest ever. And one of the teams that is looking for a charter at the moment, even though they said they weren't, is JRM, according to Adam Stern.
Keeping their feelers out there.
Yeah. We'll talk about this in a little, when we talk about the race weekend itself coming up. But at the same time, I want to talk about now, DW is going to be in the Fox booth this weekend. So
I think that's a good person to try. I'd be very interested to see if we can make a career out of this.
Yeah.
Let's say
it's not like he did it for 20 years.
This I only wrote these three because this is the most interesting pairing of people ever. But the LGB scam coin, there's a lawsuit having to do with it for false advertising or no advertising. And listen to these.
Who would have saw that coming?
What?
NASCAR, Brandon Brown, and Candace Owens are all listed together in the lawsuit again about this stupid scam coin.
What is the future?
I'm kind of confused why NASCAR is in this because they denied the sponsorship.
Probably be part of it.
The fact that all three of these entities denied pushing this scam forward means they're all getting taken to court together.
Oh,
that's freaking awesome, man.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy, bro.
I know this dude's a starting park guy, but he has a special place in my heart because Norm Benning is going to be sponsored by Circle B Diecast this weekend at Bristol Dirt, and all that I can hope for is that he at least runs minimum speed.
Yeah, at least make the race.
I didn't know that he was actually running it because in the entry list for the truck race I'm looking at online, it's just listed as entry number 6, no name, Chevy, no hometown, sponsor TBA, and just owner Norm Benning.
Norm, baby.
Norm. Let's go.
Goodyear will sponsor the throwback race again at Darlington this year. And then here's a few. We're just going to roll through a couple of these like real quick, lightning round style. Justin Allgaier is going to be in the Spire 77 and Cup this weekend. The Chase Elliott car that he's going to be driving, well, that's not the only one. He's going to be driving a truck for Spire as well in the dirt race this weekend, according to Jim Utter. Alex Bowman is doing a throwback to Mark Martin, and Jeffrey Earnhardt is doing not a throwback, but he's driving the 3 at Talladega for the Xfinity race, a black 3 at that. Josh Williams will be driving the number 78 Live Fast Chevy at Bristol Dirt and Cup. And then keep an eye on this weekend. Qualifying for both the Cup Series and Truck Series and pretty much all on-track activity aside from the truck race itself on Saturday is going to be on FS2 this weekend. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, well,
not FS1.
Try and keep an eye out, because it's hard to find. The channel's hard to find.
Yeah, for any of you 4 people that have it other than me, look out for it. And then the last little bit here is something we might be able to build on if we want. NASCAR is going to have a press conference Saturday for a NASCAR Canada announcement. A rumor that I saw float around was Montreal. And an SMI announcement, according to Daniel McFadden, which a lot of people are saying is North Wilkesboro, because Dale Jr. said, and I quote, "Y'all might want to keep an ear on the ground on some North Wilkesboro news coming on his Ask Junior segment." So that's a lightning round right there. If we want to dive into that, we can go forward.
I will just say, keep it tuned to Danny B Talks. Me and Claudia will be having some media coverage this weekend, so we will be fresh on the spot if we hear anything regarding this North Wilkesboro rumor while we are there.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting. Dale Jr., I believe it was during this Ask Junior segment, also said that next year he's looking at running either Homestead or Martinsville as his one Xfinity race, which tells me that if there is a North Wilkesboro NASCAR date on the horizon, it will be trucks for sure. It will not be Xfinity or Cup, because I have a feeling that they were going to race Xfinity next year and Junior had wind of that, he would probably be talking about racing that one. So
I wonder how many people get spammed on Twitter when it's announced.
I kind of wondered though, would Junior be tempted to run a truck?
I would love to see him.
He has the means.
Let's get him into 7. Come on,
let's get him there. Let's go.
We'll see. I'm honestly, this is gonna sound, maybe this is sacrilegious, people. I'm more interested in the Canada announcement than I am anything North Wilkesboro at this point.
I do love Montreal.
I got the media presser earlier this week and kind of first was like, what is this? I was like, it's got to be something kind of interesting for a NASCAR Canada announcement at Bristol Motor Speedway. But then the SMI announcement made me like, could it be National Fairgrounds? But now this North Wilkesboro stuff has me even more intrigued.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see whether it's Montreal, even if it's just Canadian. I say just, even if it's Canadian Tire for somebody again. Like, still, I think it's time for the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series to go back north, back to Canada for something. I ran into a fan, really nice guy. What?
If the country opens up again.
Well, yeah, sure. There are obstacles beyond NASCAR's control, but hopefully they know something we don't. But I met a guy at Martinsville this weekend who is from Canada. He's from the Montreal area, who traveled to see a race at Martinsville, and he seemed really nice. You could tell like he was really into the sport. So I want to see those fans in Canada who've been forced to come down here for races when they've been able to the last couple of years. I want to see them rewarded with more racing back in their country again.
I forget what year it was, but I went to a night race at Bristol. I think it was like 2010, 2011. There was one of those little outside fan stage things, and then they was like interviewing random fans about where they come from. This one dude, I think he said he flew in on a couple different connecting flights from like somewhere crazy far, like maybe it was Ukraine. It was somewhere out in like Eastern Europe, I know.
Whoa, damn. That's
Quite the
nuts.
journey. Dang,
Yeah,
how many connecting flights would that take? I wonder. Jeez.
I don't know. Y'all probably even forgot about this. Back in like 2019 in the spring race, I partnered up with this random
I remember.
high quality production company from Denmark, and they filmed this episode where I was this NASCAR fan. They chose to highlight and showed him what NASCAR was all about. Great people, but I never got to see the episode. And as far as I know, I never heard back from. I don't even know if it actually made it on TV.
Oh no!
What if you're a celebrity in Denmark and you just have no idea?
Just don't even know it. I'm
You
just
gotta go there.
I'm just in Denmark. I show up. Oh yeah, I saw you on my TV.
Oh, it's Danny Badass. Wow. You got like a whole character.
Talks. I don't know what their accents are like in Denmark, but
It's not.
You
that.
just made all three of our Denmark viewers angry.
I offended you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Denmark. Sorry, everybody. But anyways, that'll do it for this edition of the Lightning Round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And now, back to the show.
Well,
I was going to say, I just want to do this earlier. But you can't have NASCAR Lightning Round without NASCAR Thunder.
Oh, yes.
and thunder always comes after lightning, as we know.
Yeah, that's right. But
Well, we also have to thank our other primary sponsor here tonight. That's right. We have no contingency sponsors. It's all a primary. We have so much space on this NASCAR Weekly Podcast car. Everyone gets a spot on the hood. Forney Industries, get it done with green. Forney offers a full line of welding and plasma cutting machines, as well as metalworking accessories and much, much more. Great for do-it-yourselfers, or if you are a professional metal worker, Forney has everything you need for your next project. Shop Forney's top-of-the-line products at forneyinc.com. That's Forney, I see Darian has it right there in the chat for you guys, or check them out at an authorized Forney dealer near you. Forney Forney. They've been with us for almost 2 years now, so appreciate their support. What's next, Darian? What do we got next before we get into picks later in the show?
Yeah, so now there seems to be a bit of a hot debate going on in the NASCAR social media landscape about the length of races now. And it's not just from fans, it's from, drivers in the sport, specifically Haley Deegan tweeted something saying how some of these race lengths are way too long. And you even have a veteran in Kevin Harvick, a former Cup Series champion, who also says that there should be no 500 milers, or at least not too many 500 milers outside of, the crown jewel ones, of course. And then it says in here that GP Labs had tweeted something. I didn't see the tweet, but does anybody know what he had tweeted?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I only saw tweets from Haley Deegan and Chase Cabry.
No,
Okay.
so he tweeted out a really good chart from, I believe, like 1971 until today of the average length of a race in NASCAR. And it was really interesting to look at some of the trends and stuff and kind of match up. Like there's no really definitive like when it comes to popularity and race length, there's no definitive connection between the two. It's just interesting looking how it was like, oh, it was up in the 70s, went down in the 80s and 90s, up a little in the 2000s, then back down the 2010s, and now up again. It's like, it was interesting to look at.
It was interesting that since the 70s, average race lengths has always been at least 3 hours long. There's never been a year that somehow saw less than 3 hour long races on average. But yeah, the only correlation you could at all see was the 90s seemed pretty consistently in the low 3 hours, whereas the 2010s to now are consistently more like 320, 325. And so yeah, to me it tells you that okay, race lengths have not changed that much over time, but I do think that fans' perceptions of race length have changed, and I think that's just changed as the world around them has changed, and there are more entertainment offerings, and it's harder to justify spending 4 hours of maybe one of your only days off all week watching a race on TV when there's so many other things kind of tugging at your attention left and right. And so yeah, Chase Cabry tweeted that Cup races should be half as long as they are now. I think that's one of the more radical proposals I've heard from anyone remotely inside the industry. Haley Deegan seemed to endorse it and was trying to kind of justify it. Which of course, you gotta support your boyfriend. I understand that. But either way, I think most people disagreed with their extreme take. Harvick took a more modest had a more modest proposal that, hey, maybe everything but Daytona and the Coke 600 should be less than 500 miles at the very least, and that I agree with. I don't think we need 200-300 mile cup races, aside from the road course. Road course and stuff are fine. I think you should keep everything at least 400 miles or less. I think more importantly, you just need to look at the time. I think if you can get cup races consistently under 3 hours from start to finish, that's a sweet spot that you need to hit. And I think some of that comes from maybe shortening the race distances slightly, but in other cases, it's shoring up procedures. Like adding stage racing and having those cautions maybe adds a couple minutes every week, and maybe there's something we can look at there. It adds 10 minutes, but if you look back at GP Labs' chart, there are still years in the 2010s and 2020s that are averaging shorter race distance lengths than in the 2000s and before. So it's still there are various things. Longer cleanup periods, and especially on road courses. And that's another thing Harvick talked about, was eliminating yellow flags for stages at road courses, which I think most everyone would agree with. Keep tallying up the points after every stage break, but don't throw a caution flag, especially not a full course yellow at road courses where you really don't need it, and it completely destroys the flow of the race. So I think there are a few things they can look at in addition to maybe shortening the distances slightly. But for me, it's not about how many miles. It's the blank 400, the blank 300. It's not so much about that. It's just how can we keep these races primarily under 3 hours in length. I think that is really important. A lot of people are going to say, no, if you can't handle long races, you're not a real fan. The problem is real fans I know don't care. Most real fans are fine with longer race lengths. We've gotten used to it. But if NASCAR wants to connect with new audiences, especially younger fans, some will say it's a fad, but I think there's some real proof. There's evidence in how Formula One has been able to grow. Those races are an hour and a half long. NASCAR doesn't need to be an hour and a half long, but I think it can stand to be a little shorter than it is now. I think that is part of F1's appeal.
Even like football, for instance, it does well. There's still around 3 hours, give or take, and it's not really too much of a problem. Yes, they can go under, but they can go over a lot. I think the entire argument should be about the flow of races. Like, There are some tracks that just never are going to put on great races anymore the way they are. Texas. Do we need 500-mile Texas races? No.
To be fair, they got rid of one of those. They already did. So
yeah, but we all know that if they get rid of the All-Star race, there another one's coming back based on the contract.
Probably.
we don't need ones like that. But at the same time, we should have longer races at like short tracks when the action regularly can be held up. This Martinsville race so far is an outlier. Like, I personally think the Martinsville race should have stayed at 500, even though it's not 500 miles. It should have stayed at 500 laps. Longer races with better tracks are better. That's why people don't talk about Talladega, for instance. It's why people aren't talking about shortening Bristol for the night race, or were mad when Martinsville got shortened. I'm someone who thinks that there's some tracks that probably shorter races are better at. I think that was proved at Pocono for the first, I'd say 5 or 6 years before they lowered the horsepower a lot. Pocono races were a lot better at 160 laps than 200. But at the same time, there's people who would argue the contrary. There's tracks like New Hampshire, for instance, where a 300 lap race is a perfect distance. Mm-hmm. Phoenix, a 312 lap race, a 500K, not 500 miles, 500K is a better distance. So I think it all has to do with the individual track itself, and not just a blanket one across the board. Because then people will start calling for shorter races, if they do, and then it's like, fine, okay, we'll make a 400-mile Talladega or Martinsville. No. But it's like if they announce tomorrow, it's like, yeah, by the way, we're gonna only do like 207 laps at Texas. People would be cheering for that,
That's fair.
So I think that's where the main argument should be, not on the race lengths itself, like we were talking about. I just if because you kind of covered it. If the flow of the race can be continued, the fans for the most part loved Atlanta. Atlanta was 4 hours long. Meanwhile, people hated Martinsville, and that was 2 hours 40 minutes. It's all about the way that a race flows.
That's accurate. I will though throw in there still the contraries, like Coda. Everyone loved Coda, but it took forever to get to that finish. There were a lot of yellows late. Now that's a road course where I think, to Kevin Harvick's point, we can shore up the procedures there without shortening the actual race distance. The procedures can be sped up, and that would lead to as you say, a more fluid race, better flow, and probably
Auto
a shorter
Club.
run time. Auto Club
Sly
similarly.
Supersonic. He said that Auto Club turned to God mode from 2011 to 2015 when they went from 400 to 500.
See, here's the thing. Like, these are all good races, but I still have a hard time. I just think if you're a guy who doesn't know anything about NASCAR and you have your friend, like think about like when you have a friend who says, "Hey, I got this great YouTube video I want to show you." Like, usually you're like, "Oh God, okay, I'll watch it because it's probably like a minute long, and maybe I'll laugh." But it's, oh God, this guy's showing me a random YouTube video. Now imagine your friend comes to you and says, "Hey, I love NASCAR. You want to sit and watch the race with me? It's 4 hours long this Sunday on your only day off. You want to come watch the race?" Oh shit, 4 hours. I don't know. Like, I do think that's a barrier to entry.
And here's the best part: they're racing at New Hampshire.
And I understand that shortening it to 3 or 2.5 or 3 hours isn't a huge difference, but I do feel like if you're wanting to get someone who knows nothing about racing into NASCAR, that 3.5 to 4 hour mark that's routinely hit these days, I think that's a turnoff.
But I'll make a counter argument is that we talked about this after COTA. We're talking about COTA being the one that was really like slow, and granted the stages themselves were, but when we talked about COTA, oh, by the way, that's 5 cuss words on Eric's part.
I didn't curse.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
I said shit. Yeah. I didn't curse. I just,
Anyway, all of those cautions we agreed on here were warranted. There's oil on the track, there's gravel on the track, stuff like that. So there are going to be races that just naturally go long. Like you can't control it. So it's like, yes, I get procedurally stages would shorten it by 10 minutes. Generally each race, I would say, but there's going to be a lot of races that, for instance, the Daytona race in August, there's going to be tons of wrecks that slow down the end of that race. It's going to be like an NBA game at the end of it, but we don't talk about shortening Daytona more. So I think it's just, it's each track, seeing the general trends of each one, what correlates with 1, better ratings, but 2, better fan response. I think in some instances, shortening races would be better. Texas again.
Yeah, I think I can agree on that.
Good ones.
To me, it's a track-to-track thing.
Yeah, I can agree.
I don't want to shorten Talladega.
Even like nobody's talking about shortening the Daytona 500, and nobody's talking about shortening the Bristol night race. But yeah, like Texas, obviously they got rid of a 500-mile race for a reason. Hopefully they shorten the existing one or get rid of it completely. Like, I agree with you. We can look at it more on a track-by-track basis, and I agree that I think just shortening the laps. And I'm not asking for like 250 or 300-mile races. I just feel like, I'm talking about like 20 minutes. I want to knock off 20 minutes of runtime. That's all I'm looking for. It's a 3 hour and 15-minute race on average. How can we get that thing to just under 3 hours? That's all I'm looking for. If that requires knocking 20 laps off the distance instead of a 320 lap race, it's 300. If that requires local yellows at road courses, if that ever can be agreed upon or worked out by NASCAR and the drivers, that would be excellent. That'd be fantastic. I just feel like, you look around, baseball's desperately trying to get under 3 hours because their viewership has flatlined or decreased in recent years, and they're constantly addressing pace of play. College football, it's huge, it's big, at least if you're a fan of the big school, but one of the number one complaints I see from college football fans is that these games go 4 hours, 5 hours sometimes. It's absurd.
They go a long time when they're like on the big networks, have a lot of commercials.
Unless you're really into it, like that's a lot.
I get the talk about baseball, and I understand you can shorten some things up, but I've noticed like baseball fans especially have been getting increasingly more angry at the constant changes, or at least from an outsider point of view. It might be different from people who watch every single game each day and stuff, but like for instance when they were like adding more teams to the playoffs or trying to shorten games and stuff, people, there was like outrage from diehard baseball fans. So it's like you got to have I feel like you have to have some of that give and take with the old school fan, and it applies here too. NASCAR has made so many changes, and now we're finally starting to see that level off. I think the last thing that NASCAR should do is go radical on this one and completely anger its fan base all over again, kind of thing.
I totally agree, which is why I keep Daytona the same. I'm saying if you can not, like 320 laps, like what's Kansas, like 325 laps usually?
267.
Oh, 267. Drop that to
400 miler.
Drop that to 250 or 240. I don't think that's radical. Like I just don't think that is. Like there could be other things done, but I'm not talking about changing the coach.
You can get rid of that by just changing the stage, the way you do stages.
You could change some of that, but I don't know.
Stages take 10 minutes generally are taking a race on stage cautions. Bigger tracks 15 minutes sometimes because of how long it takes to get around them. Like
road courses for sure. I 100% agree with you. On ovals, I'll be curious to see these first few races with the next gen on the big ovals. I would say, yeah, you probably could get rid of stage yellows because there've been so many natural cautions with this new car. If that continues, I'd argue the same thing because I think it's safe to say, and nobody's ashamed to say it, stage yellows were introduced in the late 2010s because the racing at big tracks in the late 2010s had taken a dump. It was not fun to watch. You needed something to spice it up, and that required a few
replacement.
It required a couple more restarts.
Yellows.
Yeah,
so replaced debris yellows.
So they'll say it was to throw in more commercials and stuff away from green flag racing, and maybe that's true. But it was also to spice up the racing a bit. If we continue to see high number of cautions at these intermediate races, then yeah, you probably don't need stage yellows anymore. Maybe still award the stage points. I like stage racing because it rewards consistency, but you maybe don't need the yellows.
But
you're right.
Keep the race going.
So stage racing is not going away. Like I, as a relatively older school fan, I've accepted that, but I think it would add a whole nother layer of strategy to races that we're missing right now because, you know, you look at road courses, for instance, that's where the biggest argument for this is on. And you basically have to choose. And sometimes you can win both, but most of the time you have to choose between winning the race and getting stage points. And that I don't think that's how it should be when you know that that's how it should be. I think it should be, you know, let's say Truex and Ross Chastain are the dominant guys at Sonoma this year. And Chastain decides, you know, screw it. I'm going to go for the win and does a strategy completely based on going for wins. Let's say that Truex starts to struggle. He's on that cutoff line. He has to go for the stage points rather than the win, but it still stays green. So that strategy might win out in the end. I think that's infinitely better than what we have now. And it solves this problem without having to shorten a race.
Yeah. And it won't, you know, interrupt the natural race flow unless, you know, there's a caution that, you know, comes out.
Yeah,
you know, that is in the stage or whatever. But
I'd say this season, outside of Martinsville, there has not been a need for cautions at stages this season. Look at all these races. I'd say outside of Martinsville, I've not at any point thought, thank God there's a stage yellow. You know,
I will argue the need for stages might be more this weekend when it's those not traditional pit stops when everyone has to go out all at the same time.
Yeah, Bristol Dirt's its own animal, I guess. Yeah, you might need to make exceptions.
But look, at the end of the day, you can, you know, make all of these arguments and stuff. And, you know, I agree, you know, with some aspects of Eric's argument. And then, you know, also the diehard fan in me agrees with, you know, some aspects of Jarrett's. But we all have to, we have to remember this, that NASCAR is not F1. This is stock car racing. It's its own thing and stuff. Okay. So like, I mean, I, you know, get, you know, making, you know, certain changes and stuff, but, you know, let's not, you know, make, you know, Cup Series races just 100 laps or 200 laps long, something like that. No.
And I think that's a dumb argument personally. Like I saw that, like, cause I'm someone who I've said on my channel is open to some races being shorter. Like I said, I'm just a proponent of every track race is different in some way. Now there's some that race pretty similarly, like a Las Vegas and Kansas, but I'm more of a proponent of track by track basis. You know, like you can't judge a Kansas race the same way you can judge Daytona. You can't judge Daytona the same way you judge Pocono or New Hampshire. You know, they're all very different. So I think that different tweaks to these rules should be made. You see it with the restart rules, for instance. You don't see the choose cone at Daytona and Talladega because you could really manipulate the race in a bad way to do that. And that's where I'm at with this one is some tracks do need shorter races. Like I liked in 2020 when they had some of the 400 kilometer races, like the 155 laps at Michigan. I thought it made for a better race in a track that has been, in my opinion, permanently damaged by the repave. I'm fine with that one even being that kind of short, just because it helps the racing out and you can always change it later, which is the entire probably crux of this argument. But no, it's more nuanced than I think a lot of people are trying to make it. I think the Deegan argument is really bad. I think like Eric has been talking about, the Harvick argument I think is a lot better.
Yeah.
But the one that Deegan and Cabri put forward, in my opinion, that was a bit too much. That's insanely short-sighted and naive. Like that's basically truck racing. If you want to watch 100 laps at a track that should do 200, watch a truck race.
Yeah. I think it should always be, you know, okay, now to argue the Cup cars are slower than what they run at Xfinity, but the Cup cars always have to do a longer endurance race. It should always be at that, in my mind, it should be you get to the top level because you're able to run these longer endurance races. You have the I don't know, the fortitude to handle that long of a race.
Right, exactly. So I guess in conclusion, make some races shorter, but don't make a whole lot of them shorter. I guess
make some of the good ones longer.
Why not? Let's do 600 miles at Talladega. Why not?
Let's try 600 laps at Bristol before we do that.
500 actual miles at Bristol, 1,000 laps.
Ooh.
Do it, cowards.
I saw someone actually suggested on Twitter this week. They're like, I like Bristol and all. I'd rather about 600 is most I'd want to see.
Million lap dirt race. I want to build a freaking crater there by the time it's over.
Or 1,000 laps at Bristol. Why not?
By the time you run that many laps, it'd be no more dirt, no more concrete. It'd go back to the original asphalt layer.
Dig a hole to China.
Exactly. But yeah, hey, we'll see what NASCAR decides to do. But again, in conclusion, this is NASCAR. It's not IndyCar. It's not F1. It's a stock car racing. Okay?
It's definitely not F1.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But so we are now at that point in the show where that specific point in the show where we go over this weekend's upcoming race. It's Dirt Bristol, baby, as our good buddy Rusty used to say, it's Bristol, baby, but this time it's Dirt Bristol.
This is my second dirt race at Bristol. This is Darian and Jared's first dirt race at Bristol.
Yes.
This is Eric's 0th dirt race at Bristol.
Yeah, Eric, come to Bristol. Why haven't you came to Bristol yet?
I've been to Bristol. It's not Dirt Bristol. They massacred my boy. Come to Dirt Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, after
they put it back. They put it back,
and then they took it away again.
But then they put it back.
After seeing Danny's perspective of it last year, on social media, I was like, damn, I probably should have flown out for this and stuff. But I don't have to fly out. I live here now, so I can just take the 3-4 hour drive there and enjoy all of the racing. But
Jared, how far are you driving to this race?
So I'm driving to Danny's and then riding with him and Claudia.
How far is that drive for you? Like 8 hours?
Yeah, 8. About 8.
For me and Darian, it's about 4.5 hours.
Okay. I mean, I drove 13 and a half hours to the truck race at Martinsville.
Yeah. You left at 4 in the morning.
It is nuts. It's freaking nuts.
It's all about them miles at the end of the year.
It's okay, Jared. Here soon, you won't have to worry about all them miles.
No,
I can drive to Miami in the same amount of time I could drive from Illinois to.
Don't give him any ideas.
Who, myself?
So I'll also be going to the race, and then also my mom's in town. She's staying with me for a few days, and we'll be watching the race together out here.
Will this be her first race at Bristol?
I think so. I think so. This will be her first race. Yeah, so she'll get to cross that off of her bucket list, watching it on TV for so long, and she'll get to see it in person and on dirt. So it'll be cool. But yeah, let's go over the race previews for both of the races. The Truck Series race on Saturday is called the Pinty's Truck Race on Dirt, a total of 150 laps. The start time is 8 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1M and MRN. The weather on Saturday is looking pretty nice, I guess you could say. 69 degrees with passing showers and a 68% chance of rain.
That's not very nice.
Oh, just to clarify, they can race if it rains a little that day.
Okay.
Not if it comes what it's doing here right now, this massive thunderstorm. Because last year they tried to do it after being summer for so long,
and
it was just a mud pit. Hopefully there's no flooding this year. There was flooding last year, so
hopefully not. Yeah, definitely can't race in that. And also the defending race winner is Martin Truex Jr. And as for the Cup race, the name of this weekend's Dirt NASCAR Cup Series race is called the Food City Dirt Race, a total of 250 laps. The start time is 7 p.m. Eastern Time over on Fox, or no, excuse me, 7 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, yes. 7 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Big Fox Network and also PRN. The weather for Sunday is looking pretty good as well. 61 degrees, mostly cloudy, a 25% chance of rain, which is a massive improvement because, Jared, what was it saying a week ago?
No, yesterday it was saying it was going to be a 98% chance of rain on Sunday, an 89% chance of rain on Monday, and a 53% chance on Tuesday. So,
but now it's saying 25%.
I'll just say this: if it doesn't happen Sunday, it ain't happening Monday.
Wednesday.
And
Let's
once
do it
again, we're doing a
again.
live reaction from the track.
Exactly. But yeah, so the defending. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I can realistically only stay if it ran like at noon on Monday. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it too. But yeah, the defending race winner is Joey Logano, and DW, aka Darrell Waltrip, is going to be back in the booth. So that'll be refreshing for some of the people watching at home. Now for this week's betting odds, Darian's famous betting odds on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast.
Darian's betting odds.
Right. The favorites for this weekend's.
What are you
NASCAR
doing,
race.
Eric?
Wait, what is he doing?
Just listening to the betting odds.
Oh. I didn't even see.
I just look over and you're eating your pop filter.
Anyways, the favorites for this weekend's dirt race for the Cup Series. Kyle Larson enters this weekend at plus 650 to win, followed by Joey Logano at plus 800, Christopher Bell also plus 800, Chase Elliott plus 1,000, and William Byron, the defending race winner from last week, plus 1,200. As for the best of the rest category, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Briscoe are all three listed at plus 1,400. And for my favorite part of the segment, the underdogs. As for the underdogs, a guy who almost won this race a year ago, Daniel Suarez enters this weekend at plus 2,000, Bubba Wallace at plus 3,000, Kevin Harvick at plus 3,500, and Ross Chastain also at plus 3,500. And rounding out the underdogs list is Kurt Busch at plus 5,000. And really quick, before we move on into picks, let's go over the top 5 in points in the NASCAR Weekly Podcast Fantasy League. Still having a bunch of people play. I'll be honest, my championship hopes are, it's still early in the season, but it's not looking too good for me. I'm all the way down in 53rd. So yeah, I'm just trying to get inside the top 50, but the top 5 has remained consistent, however. UGR2 currently leads, followed by Dawsonville Siren 9, Trevor Sports 98 in 3rd, Toyota Tough in 4th, and rounding out the top 5 is Kenseth's Legacy 2. Eric, I know you love that name.
The sequel.
Yes, the sequel. Yes, hopefully he can win the another championship on consistency. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
I'm pulling that guy.
Yes, but as for the pick points, also, speaking of Eric, you are the points leader by a pretty sizable margin over most of the field. How are you feeling right now?
Good. I'm feeling very good. William Byron won me 2 out of the 3 races. And if Gregson doesn't, how did Gregson wreck? He got turned. Didn't he blow a shift?
By Sam Mayer on that restart.
Whatever happened. If that doesn't happen, he at least had a shot. But yeah.
Good picks though. Yes, and currently the chat is in P2 -7. I'm in P3 -19. Jarrett and Danny both minus 34 and minus 39 in 4th and 5th. Kind of making up the basement right now.
I put both Danny and Jarrett are on the bottom of the screen. They're in the literal basement.
Come on in, Darian. You can join us in the basement.
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out, man. Minus 19. And it sucks too because Ty Gibbs, my pick, was about to win. That obviously didn't happen. Then it was looking like Chase Elliott was going to run away with the victory. Didn't happen again. They pitted. Again, I don't know why they did, but yeah. So hopefully we'll rebound and have a much better week. But anyways, so let's go over the order for this weekend's race picks. Eric, me, Jarrett, Danny, and of course the chat goes last. So Eric, you start us off. Who is going to win this weekend's NASCAR Truck Series race? And that smile is freaking evil, by the way.
This man won a cup race here a year ago. He's in a DGR truck. Joey Logano will win at Bristol Dirt. I'm just going to keep picking cup guys that aren't named Kyle Busch in every truck race.
In the Planet Fitness truck.
Yeah, well, finally, they're on a car or a truck for the first time.
Hey, don't smash the weights, though. Somebody's going to complain. They're going to press a little button or something and complain.
It's like I feel like they could go do like a unveiling of the car outside of Planet Fitness. Start it up.
Oh, turn it down.
Lock alarm.
Gym intimidation.
I don't know what's going on, but Joey Logano.
But yeah, if you guys know Planet Fitness, you know exactly what me and Danny are talking about, and Jarrett too. Jarrett, he knows what's up. So
I'm a bit of a gym rat.
But also, I'm going to follow Eric's lead and pick Joey Logano as well, too. You have the points lead, so I'm just kind of going to follow your lead for some of these picks. So I'll pick Logano as well.
I think I'm going to be a bit of a contrarian here. I know he didn't do too hot in the Cup race last year. He didn't do bad either. But this truck's been pretty good, so I'm going to roll with them. Didn't matter which one they put in there, Larson or Elliott. I'm picking Chase Elliott as my truck winner.
Nice. Dan.
Remember, we all didn't think Truex would do good last year.
No, we didn't.
This man won at Eldora in the Truck Series before. And he's kind of snuck in here into the entry list, and I didn't even know he was in it. Austin Dillon driving to 20 for Young's Motorsports. I feel like they're going to hook him up with a good truck for this one. I'm gonna be bold. I'm going to say Austin Dillon.
Okay. See, I knew he was going for Austin Dillon. Said former outdoor winner and stuff. Like, all right, pretty decent.
Chat seems to be screaming Elliott.
I heard nothing about Austin Dillon being in this race until I looked at this entry list, and I'm like,
I have a feeling you'll find out why.
We'll see.
I mean, hey, I've seen weirder things show up. Like, I don't think it'll really be a traditional Young's Motorsports.
Young's Motorsports has won 2 races in the last 2 or 3 years with Tate Fogelman and Spencer Boyd. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible, man. But the chat, it looks like Chase Elliott.
I'm already in the basement. What more can happen at this point?
Just go further down the basement.
What more can they do to me?
But anyways, yeah. So Jared, the chat, Chase Elliott, that looks pretty. Yeah, okay, good. All right. So now Eric started us off. Who is going to suck in the NASCAR Cup Series race at Dirt Bristol?
Oh, y'all are going to clown me so bad for this one in a week. I can just feel that I'm going to be wrong on this. Kyle Larson is going to suck. He's not, and suck for Larson is basically finished outside the top 5, maybe even outside the top 10. Last year, he was charging pretty steadily towards the front until he and Bell got caught up, or he got caught up in one of Bell's messes, really, on a restart. But listening to Larson talk at Martinsville about how he almost feels like his extensive dirt experience almost doesn't help him in this race because you can't drive these cars the same way you even drive a dirt late model.
They're not dirt cars.
And he did drive a dirt late model a couple weeks ago at Bristol Dirt, so he has more track time than pretty much anybody else. But I don't know. I just don't think that's actually going to be an advantage. So I think Larson, he'll sneak around the top 10. He'll be up in the top 5, top 10 at some point. But I think something's going to go wrong. He's not going to lead many laps, if any at all. And I don't think we're going to see a Larson standout performance this week.
I'm going to also go with a dirt standout, but this time it's not Kyle Larson. It is Christopher Bell. I mean, last year he did struggle in this race and ended up wrecking Kyle Larson before they even got to lap 50, I think. It was really early in the race. I don't think Bell's in for a solid weekend, so Christopher Bell.
I'm taking the safe option, Cole Custer.
See, that's a meme now. Everyone just picks Cole Custer for the suck picks now.
He didn't have that tire issue last week. He would have run okay at Martinsville.
But he did.
He did, but he did.
You're right.
When in doubt, pick Cole.
I'm almost on the same route that Eric is on, except I'm going for the other guy involved in that crash last year, Christopher Bell. Yeah, he's got a great dirt background, but again, these cars aren't the same as their traditional dirt experience. And I'm going to say continuing bad performances for Christopher Bell.
Okay. And then the chat, I see.
Chat, it was Harvick or Keselowski, I feel like. I feel like it's Keselowski.
I see a lot of Keselowskis. I see a lot of them too. Yeah. Hopefully they can get some positive points. Hopefully.
I don't know if Brad's ever ran a dirt race. Well, other than last year.
Oh, they're last year, yeah. I'm not sure neither. Yeah. We'll see what happens. All right, Eric, start us off. Underdogs. Who is your underdog pick for this weekend's Cup race?
Yeah, I like Daniel Suarez a lot. And he had a breakout. You can't say a breakout. He's been around. He finished second in a Cup race before.
Breakout race.
But really Trackhouse, I guess. That 99 team had a breakout race this time last year at Bristol Dirt. This year, obviously, they've already won a race with the other driver, the new guy on the block, Ross Chastain, and I think he's an underdog to watch out for this weekend as well. I know he's used to growing watermelon in dirt, but I think he's gonna flirt with the top 5. I expect him to outrun Suarez and be a threat to win. So Chastain, he's already won a race this year, so maybe he's not so much of an underdog, but we don't think of him as a big dirt racing. Very few people are probably picking him to win this race, so I'll say Chastain is my underdog.
Okay. I will go with his teammate, Daniel Suarez, of course, almost won this race a year ago. I don't think he'll win this time, but I think he could, get another top 5. And for him, that's very impressive. So Daniel Suarez is my underdog pick.
Man, I don't know how you guys left this guy on the table for me as the underdog pick, but I'm going with the guy who finished second last year, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ah, yes.
Like, I believe he has plenty of
pick him to win, you coward.
Background.
Yeah,
pick him to win. Pick him to win.
But where is he in points though? Like not even in the top.
Tricky Ricky.
Below Cole Custer.
Oh no.
That should be our metric.
Below
How bad is your season? Is it AC or BC, above Custer or below Custer?
It's gonna be funny if Cole Custer just goes on to become like a future Cup Series champion after all these things.
I mean, we made jokes about Eric Almirola last year.
Yeah, true.
I mean, truth be told, like pre-2015, we probably would have been talking about Truex like this in a way. If we yes. Would not have aged well at all. That's for sure. Danny, who's your underdog pick? Ricky Stenhouse. Dirt race, you got to have an aggressive guy. They're wanting to do some trophy hunting. Don't think they'll get the trophy, but hey, Noah Gragson, to set him loose on the dirt, see what he can do.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god. Hey, you saw my face. God. You're like, oh my god, that's right. Hey, that's gonna be entertaining. Whether he finishes the race or makes somebody angry,
finishes someone else's race,
or finishes someone else's race, right?
We'll see what happens. Last time he was in the Cup car was Atlanta, and he just like nosed it into the wall very early on. So
yeah, it looks like the chat. I think they're agreeing with Jared's pick, Stenhouse. I think they agree with it. Yeah,
smart.
Great minds think alike, I guess. Okay, all right. So now let's move on to the most important part of the segment: who's gonna win? Who's gonna win at Dirt Bristol? Eric, who's gonna win?
To this point, I feel like Bristol Dirt, it's a dirt track. Obviously, it's unique. It's different than any other track on the NASCAR schedule for that reason alone. And you'd think it would favor the guys with extensive dirt experience. But overall, in my predictions, I'm going the opposite. I think this is such a different type of dirt track. It's such a different type of car, obviously. It's not built for dirt. I think the dirt guys will be good, but I don't necessarily think they're going to be heads and shoulders above the rest of the competition. So that's why I picked Larson to suck, which by his standards, again, is like finish 8th. I'm picking a non-dirt guy to as my underdog with Ross Chastain, but I'm going to kind of go somewhere in the middle there. I think Danny mentioned you need to be aggressive to win this race. I think that's 100% true. I think it's going to be somebody who's been fast most of the season. It's not going to be like a complete wild card that comes out of nowhere. But I do think it'll be a guy with some dirt background. He's not Kyle Larson. He's not necessarily even Chase Briscoe. Tyler Reddick. He wins this weekend at Bristol Dirt.
Ooh, nice. So my guy, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Eric. This guy, him, like in his racing career, I don't think he has a whole lot of dirt racing experience, but his father certainly does. Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney has ran up front all of the season. But whether it's because of bad luck or because of his freaking pit crew, he can't seem to close the deal. And also, I feel like his dad Dave Blaney will definitely give him some pointers on. I mean, he can only give like so many pointers, I guess. This is not a freaking dirt car, But I think Ryan Blaney, he is definitely due for a victory this season. So, Ryan Blaney, please come in for me so I don't have to go in the basement.
This guy last year ran really fast. People obviously have forgotten about that. He is somebody with a ton of dirt racing experience. He is also not someone who really headlines as somebody who's going to be really good at dirt tracks. But in my opinion, I think that had he not gotten, into trouble last year, he would have won. I'm going to go with Christopher Bell. I know that Darian and Danny don't see it. But Christopher Bell last year had the fastest car on track. He was easily running down Larson, and that's how they got into a crash last year. I think that a year under their belt, a new car that drives better on the dirt. I mean, we've seen in the tests that they yaw out to the side a little more. I think that's just going to play right into Bell's wheelhouse, and Bell is about the only person I could see head-to-head beating Kyle Larson on a dirt track. So I'm going to go with Bell.
Okay.
I, too, am going to go with someone who has some dirt racing experience, and he's probably not the biggest star on dirt either, just like some of the other guys that we've mentioned so far. I promised myself I wouldn't do it too much this year, but overall I haven't. But he was moving his way through the field really good last year, running second until an equipment failure kind of happened on him. I'm going to say the 48.
He's gonna win next week, guys. It's always happens.
Well,
Moment, he wins the next week.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's fine. I'll be at both.
Oh,
I just moved Danny even further into the basement on stream, but this is
Hey, Danny B gonna do Danny B basement things.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But as for the chat, I'm seeing a lot of Larsons and Bells.
They're going Larson. They've been Larson this whole time.
I just want to point out I have not picked him since the Clash, so I've been a good.
And he missed the race.
Never mind. I apologize.
Right.
Then I'll put you back.
He can't miss this one.
You can't miss it, right?
You just watch.
Never say never.
Guys, the car won't start.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it looks like the chat is going with Larson here. So everyone has somebody different. Yeah, for the cup race at least. So
It's gonna be that kind of
that'll
weekend.
be entertaining. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for playing along. And now let's read off these final super chats and channel membership chats as well. Okay, and thank you guys for sticking in there too through this thunderstorm and
How's
stuff
the
like
storm?
that.
Is it?
I can hear it from time to time, but
it's kind of. I'm not hearing the thunder here as much.
yeah,
so.
I mean, it sucks that it took down the stream for a second, but hey, we got it back up. It's all good. That's all that matters. Teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you, Eric. And now on to the super chats. And you guys sent a lot of them. Thank you guys so much. Immortal with the $5 super chat. Thanks, man. NASCAR needs to go to Long Beach for a street race, please. I agree for not from a racing aspect, but like it would really look good for sure. As far as the racing is concerned on a street course with stock cars, I don't know if it'll be the most exciting race, but hey, you never know. Gavin Adcock with the $5 super chat. With Richmond and Martinsville being duds, what do you think is more of the problem? The tracks being flat or being short tracks? I don't know. I think it's just like a car thing right now. It's just they're just trying to figure out this new next gen car and stuff and trying to see how it races at certain places. And then we were talking about it earlier in the show. They had like a different gear ratio that might have, led to, the lackluster racing, but I think it's one of those issues. Bake the Snake with the $5 super chat. Anyone think that Chastain could have carried the trend of altercations with the one car?
Like could have. Oh, like if he fought Allmendinger? Like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah,
every race, the driver of the one car got into an altercation with Deegan and Mayer. And,
Hey, smart. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah,
smart. Yeah, could have had triple ones there. Could have been causing all those issues. Macwell with the $10 super chat. Keep up the fantastic work, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Michael Newdirt with the $2 super chat. Hot take, Nashville Fairgrounds All-Star Race. Hey, that's not a hot take. That sounds like a bomb idea, though. I would love to see that. But with the recent news of the state of Tennessee possibly investing $17 million into the track, maybe it could happen sooner rather than later. I don't know. Maybe. You never know. Jack Hughes with the $5 super chat. Great to see some of y'all last weekend. Eric, sorry, I had to demote you to second tallest person at Martinsville. Was there somebody taller?
Yeah, this guy was like 6'9".
Yeah, him.
Oh, him. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this dude was crazy tall. He said he played, I forget what school he said, but he said he played college basketball somewhere. So, yeah, he got me.
And Eric's 6'7", by the way, for those who don't know.
Yeah, this
crazy.
guy was like 6'9".
Whoa, that's nice. Crazy. Nice. And Alexi TV, or no, Zalexi TV with the $2 Canadian super chat. Poll, guys. Poll. Yes. And then Alex with the two $10 super chats. Thanks, man. The first one saying, Byron, look, I have to be on Lego Master in a bit. I'm going to make this quick. It was also cool to see Dr. Jerry Punch's daughter interview Dale Earnhardt Jr. this weekend. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's in the pit roads doing that stuff. And then the second super chat, NASCAR HMS, what did we say about you and dinosaur on your cars? HMS, you banned T-Rex. You did not say anything about a raptor. That's right, because they did have a dinosaur on the 24 car. So kind of a throwback, I guess, with them dominating the race. So that's funny. Gator Gang 2022 with the $10 super chat. Drinking game for next week. Every time Clint says, this is what I'm talking about, you do a shot. Every time Mike Joy rolls his eyes with his voice, you chug a beer. Cheers, everyone, us.
We do not condone that. There will be many people in the hospital.
I wouldn't condone that because you'd be freaking blacked out, man. I can imagine. Zalexi TV with the $5 Canadian super chat. Personally, I enjoyed the Martinsville. Mind you, I had just gotten off of work and missed the first 160 laps. Yeah, that could be a contributing factor. Yeah,
and meanwhile, I froze my butt off in like 38-degree weather and got cold.
I can see why.
No amount of hot dogs could keep you warm.
Trust me, I did my best to get.
How many hot dogs did you eat this weekend, Jared? Because I saw you said you had like 10 in your backpack at one point.
38.
Holy! Oh my gosh!
I was going for the record.
What's the record?
I don't know, but I was going for it.
Yeah, the legend.
I tried to warm myself up with hot dogs and beer, and it worked at one point, and then I ran out of beer.
GN with the $5 super chat. Looked forward to Martinsville months ago and was offered to stay an hour for work on Saturday and refused. In hindsight, I wish I could have stayed for that hour. Oh no,
that's sad.
Oh, I'm sorry, GN. I'm sorry. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Napa Racing Fan 927. Thanks for the $2. Brendan Jones wins in the weirdest ways possible. He does. Beats Kyle Busch straight up. That never happens often. And then 2 races he wins. There's all these fights. So like people forget that he even won the race. Yeah, it's definitely wild for sure. JC1424 with the $2 super chat. Eating pot pies, watching NWP. It's lit, bruh. Thanks, bruh. Appreciate it.
Is that how he said it?
Yes, that's how he said it. Exactly. Alexi TV with the $2 super chat. I blame Kevin. Damn, everyone just does not like Kevin Harvick, bro. They just slam the man any chance they get.
Kevin LePage, that's what they were saying.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Fair enough. No.
Andrew Mayer with the $2 super chat. Brad K's all-white fit at Dega is straight fire. It is straight fire. Yes, and hopefully they can get negative or positive points by that time. They already have negative points. I was about to say hopefully they can get negative points. Yeah, hopefully they can dig themselves out of that hole. But the scheme is lit. It's awesome. Double STUF Gaming with the $5 Canadian super chat. If Canada is getting a cup race, please be at Canadian Motorsports Park. Yeah. Or Montreal. I would love to see a Montreal race there too. It's put on some pretty spectacular racing, whether it be NASCAR or F1. I wouldn't mind either way. JSSKI with the $2 super chat. Thoughts on Di Benedetto so far this year? He's running decent, right?
Mid.
For his equipment. Yeah, mid. Yeah,
he's just right there mid-pack where
I don't expect that truck to do much.
No, yeah, but he's running mid, so as long as he's making a living, it's all good. Scott McNew with the $10 super chat. Hope all is well with you guys. Very intrigued by the announcements coming Saturday. Guess I'll be checking my phone a lot at Bristol on Saturday. LOL. We all will. Yeah, trust me, we all will for sure, especially on the drive in. See if there's any news on that front, but we'll wait and see what happens. JC1424 with another $2 super chat. 400 miles at Martinsville would be 800 laps, by the way. I think somebody said 400-mile Martinsville race or something. I don't know. One of us said it. Yeah, one of us said it, whatever. But yeah,
I think we know what we mean, though.
Yeah. And then Nova Stone 12 with two $2 super chats. Thanks, man. The first one says one date race should have a 500-mile makeup for one race. Wait, hold on. Let me read that again. One date race should have 500-mile makeup for one race.
I think they mean a track with one race.
Okay. I think, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I am not having a 500-mile race at New Hampshire.
No, never. And then
Dover.
And then the second one says, should Elliott get a new crew chief? Reunion with Ives? Hey, there were a lot of people slamming Alan Gustafson again.
Yeah, because we just forget that he won him a championship only.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say keep Allen right there. And
yeah,
I bet you are. I bet you are gonna want to keep it the same.
Yeah, don't want to leave us. Yeah.
Only those 5 wins in the last 40 races.
No, I'm just saying they both got good relations with their crew chief. That's all.
I know. I'm just playing.
Jeez, y'all always got to take it to the bias.
It's a running joke.
It's always a running joke.
I am shocked to know. I gotta check the tape. Are you sure you've only picked Bowman twice this year? Like Clash and this?
I think
Well, actually, I take that back. Just for the fun of it, I'm surprised Jarrett didn't pick Junior last week. I did pick him for that truck race, but you know.
Okay.
Maybe that's what I don't know. Yeah,
it almost worked out.
Yeah, it was close. And then GN with another 2-hour super chat. Mikey. Yes, sir. Tune in tomorrow night. I will be finishing off the Mikey 55,000 stream. We're going to get it done. We're just past halfway. Tune in tomorrow evening. Slay Supersonic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10 and 1 cent super chat. Hey, my Fantastic Four. Oh, thanks, man. How about Beast Mode Junior? Ty Gibbs dishing out a 2-piece biscuit meals to Sam Mayer. Next time he should hold on. Next time he should give him the 4-piece chicken wing with fried rice combo. Love it.
I've never heard it called this before.
Oh man. Hey, some people love the fight, man.
Side note, I'm neutral on all that, but I did send Ty a DM and just said, one thing's for sure, you proved everyone you can whack a punch.
Yeah, I sent Sam something too. He was like, yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, but hey, at least he sees, like, it seems like for the most part, most of the fan base is supporting Sam there. So I was like, hey, there was a positive there too. So, but those punches were weak. Remember, weak. That's what he said.
Weak. Adrian, they're weak.
All right,
so weak.
That sounded more like Trump than it did Rocky, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Couple more super chats. Nico Leonardo. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It doesn't say anything, but thank you so much. Napa Racing Fan 927 with the $2 super chat. Song for last cup race. When will it rain? By was it Jackie? I think
Jackal.
Yeah, I think
does that say?
Jackal. I think.
I don't know the song.
Jackal. It's a jackal.
Yeah, I don't know the song, but I don't know. It sounds like it definitely fits the description, I guess, of the race. And hold on, refreshing. Okay, and the final super chat of the night, Nico Leonardo with the $5 super chat. Love all of y'all's content. You guys keep the community. Oh, why is it not showing the whole thing? Hold on. There we go.
I could read it all.
You guys keep the community informed, engaged, and entertained. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
That's what it's all about, Nico. I feel like we all do a good job of not only fan engagement with our communities, but also, we try to keep everyone informed of the latest things in NASCAR and our takes on it as lifelong fans and how we see things. But at the same time, you got to be entertaining to do this platform. You know, it's so much different than any other kind of like form of NASCAR media. You have to be able to do this in a way that's a combination of all those things.
Yeah, and I want to read. I wanted to read the channel membership ones, but it's not pulling up for that one. So I don't think
you can go to your membership tab and read your most recent ones.
Okay, let me see that really quick because I'm trying to most recent videos that members have joined on. Blah blah blah. Yeah, let me try and find that really quick. But until I do, thank you guys so much for watching this edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. You can join us next week on Wednesday night, of course, April 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We are back over on Eric Estepp's channel. Do we have a special guest for that one already?
We have a couple. We'll announce them later on. We're hoping to get a couple of YouTube or up and coming. I don't think they're actually on YouTube, but they have a podcast. We're hoping to get some up and coming community content creators on the show as well, and maybe some other surprises. We'll have to wait and see. It is April 20th, 420. Who knows? All logic and reason may go out the window. May become just a firestorm of content. But
Snoop Dogg confirmed.
Very exciting. He'd probably do it. What's he doing these days?
He's streaming a lot. He's streaming a lot.
Didn't he? I saw something. Oh, I saw something from Snoop Dogg. He like left a stream on for like 12 hours. Like,
Yeah,
left to get food, came back and realized his stream was still going.
It's like, oh shit, it's so long already.
That's so
Darian,
funny.
Darian, that's 4.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm not winning. Yeah.
How about instead we get Spencer Gallagher on? Can we do that?
Oh. Hey, wait, what's he doing nowadays? Yeah, what's he doing? Yeah, we'll see. Just don't party like it's 1999 again. But yeah, so that'll do it for this edition of the NASCAR weekly podcast. I couldn't find the channel membership ones. It's not pulling up for me. I'm sorry, guys. I will definitely get that figured out. But if you send a super chat and stay and stay for the entirety of the show, thank you very much.
Well, I want to say one thing. Thank you guys also because we hit 50K during the show tonight. So
I forgot about that's right. Congrats. That's right. That's right. I was gonna mention it and stuff, but then the string cut out. And
we're over halfway to 100K.
Jarrett, how does it feel that you could about take your subscriber base and fill up a fairly good size arena?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never played that
I thought about it too. I could fill up Sam Boyd Stadium with my freaking.
I could fill up
Vegas, you know that stadium.
I could fill up Martinsville and then have overflow. So
that's right.
Cool.
Think about the hot dogs that would be consumed by your audience, Jarrett.
Yes.
Maybe they'd run out like they did this past week. I contributed.
And they really ran out too. That's crazy. I didn't think they would run out of hot dogs. But yeah, you contributed to that. Said 38. No kidding. No kidding. They ran out.
Dude, I don't think people understand just how much when you're constantly running and working out, even if you take time off, like how much you have to eat, and like it just like. Not for a bad reason, just passes right through you because your body is always working. Yeah. So,
Jarrett, are you mean to tell me you spent more than $75 on hot dogs?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Holy crap!
Tax deductible.
Hey, yeah, just write it off.
It's a tax write-off.
Holy crap.
Committing tax fraud through hot dogs. The IRS comes to you. What is this $75 for?
Like, no, it's real. It's real.
Food expense. Oh, did you have a steak? No.
So 76 is for hot dogs. About 42 is for beer. Just throw in something else. I don't know.
Damn, but if I were given a choice also, would I rather have a $75 steak or $75 worth of Martinsville hot dogs? I'm picking the hot dogs all day.
You get more bang for your buck, so
yeah, true. You get way more stuff.
That was strung out.
And then Eric
just
looks so disgusted too. He's like, what are y'all
See,
doing?
I don't really like hot dogs. I had 2 Martinsville hot dogs.
What'd you think? Hey, Eric.
If you can't answer, honestly,
they were fine. I mean, they were okay. Like
they were fine.
See, people.
Okay.
I was misled. I was led to believe these Martinsville hot dogs were some sort of just gourmet, beautiful state fair concoction.
That's a $2 hot dog.
No, okay. Nobody said they were $2. I didn't know they were $2
yes,
until
we did.
Well,
yes, we did.
We talked about it last week, but until last week, I didn't know they were $2 until I got there. That's the selling point. For a $2 hot dog at a sporting event, they're good. But if you ask me right now, hey, Eric, you want a Martinsville hot dog when I could go to Raising Cane's down the road or I could go get something out of my fridge? No, I'd probably turn it down. That's my hot take. I'd probably turn it down.
Okay. Compare it to your meal at Phoenix last year.
Okay, yeah, that's true. $20 for flavorless nachos is highway robbery. I'll give
flavorless nachos or 10 Martinsville hot dogs.
No, I'll take the
Martinsville hot dogs is at least going to have flavor.
No, they turn down a freaking
the
steak
charm
for those.
is the price. If anyone tries to tell you others like, no, they're the best, they're just act like on their own, they stand alone, it's the greatest, most flavorful hot dogs, they're lying to you. The price is fantastic. Get a bunch of them when you're at the track, but like, come on, don't try to make them out to be more than they are.
Leave it to our guy of nearly 200K subscribers to have the rich taste here. Oh boy.
Yeah, my $9 box combo at Cane's goes a long way.
All I'm going to say is this, because people keep asking in the chat. No, I've actually been completely fine. My stomach has been completely fine since Martinsville. Because you know what Martinsville hot dogs bring? Eternal life. I can't.
You live longer. You live longer.
I feel like Joey Chestnut's gonna live to be 300. Just wait and see.
I would like to see Joey Chestnut show up.
Yeah. Have a hot dog eating competition.
How have they not done that promotion yet? Like, how have they not cross promoted?
I don't know, man.
Can't afford them, I guess. I don't know.
I call being in the YouTuber division.
Let's add him. Let's find him. But yeah,
no. If we get a YouTuber division, we're getting that beard meets food guy all day.
No, I'm talking if we're talking NASCAR community.
Okay.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so that'll do it for this edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Where's the Dale call?
This is Black Flags Matter.
Where's
Catch you next time.
Where's
Where's the Dale call? Eric, where's the Dale call?
With the program.
Oh, fuck, wrong side.
Oh,
he's at another one.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, and that big $20 super chat right at the end.
Wait, did you go off the air?
Playing the couch.
Oh,
no, okay, we're coming back. Oh shit, I got the old
back.
button. Oh, I'm clicking all sorts of wrong buttons. Here
Did
we
you
go.
come back? Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
I'm sorry. There was a $20 super chat. I'm sorry, we were about to leave and then I saw it.
Napa Racing 927 said hot dogs are overrated. Hashtag Ratatouille is overrated.
Oh, damn, Napa fan. Damn, he's not a fan of Eric.
I preface this. I don't like hot dogs, but I still ate the Martinsville ones, and they were good for $2.
Okay. But all right, so the final super chat from, I love this name, Twisted_Nipples82. Kind of late to the party, but did you guys hear the stat they said on the broadcast? But
no, I was there.
Yeah. They didn't hear it, but I saw it. But at the end of stage 1 or 2, they said that that was the most Cole Custer. It says Cole Custer. The most Cole Custer had ever ran inside the top 5 with all of his other top 5 runs combined. Damn. So that was the longest he was in the top 5 in his entire career in a race, I guess. So that's very interesting stat. Hopefully that improves. But thanks for the $20 super chat. All right. So now let's end it off now. Okay. Anyways. Go ahead.
I threw the Dale call on the other side of the room.
All right, that's fine. I'll just do my little outro.
All
right, now this time, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time. Goodbye!
Green. Holy moly. Great job! Yeah! This guy. Thank you! Wow! Hell yeah. Woo-hoo! Great job, man!
And we got a crash. Car spinning left and right.
Buddy, let her rip. Rain like hell, baby. Come on. Oh my God, guys! Yes! Unbelievable. You guys are the best. Yes! Oh, what a year.